What's up, lemon heads? Welcome back to another episode of From the Yellow Chair. I'm Emily, and we are in the month of May where we are talking everything maintenance membership clubs. Okay. We are talking about how to actually implement it with your team, how to include the perks and benefits of it, how to get your team bought in, how to actually name it and brand it, all the things you need to know to make it a very successful thing in your business because it is super, super important. And so today I'm going to dive in and talk about why maintenance plan, those actual words in your name, is actually killing your signups. Okay. It's actually like a hindrance to people. And so we're going to talk about what should you call it instead, talk a little bit about the psychology behind it, as well as the fun and branding side of things. So without further ado, let's sip some lemonade. All right, so I'm stepping on some toes here, but I'm talking about why maintenance plan might actually be hurting your conversions and why people aren't just chomping at the bit to sign up for this thing. So, homeowners don't like to buy maintenance. Okay, maintenance sounds like expense. It sounds like hassle. It sounds like things are destined to break. Okay, if it has to be maintained, that is already signaling to me that like this is gonna be a problem. Okay. I, as a homeowner, am not finding any value in that. Okay. But conversions, actually getting people to sign up for this, it lives and dies by first impression. So if we are first impression creating friction by calling this maintenance plan, okay, like, hey, you need to sign up for maintenance plan. That's already a point of contention for a homeowner. I'm already starting in a hole. Okay. I'm starting at a negative 0.5. Okay. Because of that, I'm already having some type of friction before I've ever even heard the pitch. Okay. Before I've heard the benefits, the perks associated with it, the cost of it, I already have that level of friction because I'm already thinking like, this is about to break. This is going to be a hassle for me. Okay. So, this episode, I'm not going to talk about what you need to actually change in your service because probably there's very little. Probably you already have a great plan that has great benefits and it is a real value to your homeowners. But I'm going to be talking about how we can change how people feel before they ever say yes or no. Okay. So when we can change that feeling, have that emotional buy-in, we can do that and increase signups before we ever change any of our perks. Okay. So maintenance is associated with obligation. It's not a desire. Okay. It's kind of the same mental bucket as oil changes or dentist appointments or doctor's physicals. Like, oh gosh, it's already time for that again. Like, nobody wants to go do it. Okay. It is a hassle. It is an obligation. People procrastinate on maintenance. Okay. They procrastinate, like, can I push that off for another month? Can I push that off for another 1,000 miles? Okay. Like, sorry, that's what I do. Okay. I hate getting my oil. I hate filling up my car with gas. Okay. It is another obligation of something I have to do. But what people will invest in is they will invest in peace of mind. They will invest in protection. They will invest in not having to deal with it. Okay. And so that's why we need to get that term maintenance out of the title of what we're selling, because that doesn't sound appealing to people. They Behavioral studies will actually show that people have that loss aversion is a very powerful motivator, like will actually get people to sign up for things. So maintenance language doesn't trigger that, but protection language does. Okay. Homeowners are busy. They're very emotionally driven. They don't want to manage their HVAC. They want to forget about it. Okay. That's the big difference here. So the psychology goal is to position your plan as something they want, not something that they should have. Okay. Make them feel bought into it, that they are actually getting some value and benefit for it so that they don't ever have to think or worry about their HVAC system or about their plumbing leaks, whatever that might be. So we want to use outcome based language. Okay. Because that converts so much better. I can understand what I am getting from it, what the outcome for me, the homeowner is. That is much more appealing to me than signing up for an obligation. Okay. So outcome based language answers the question that every homeowner is asking, like, what's in it for me? Okay. Maintenance describes what you do, but outcome language describes what the homeowner gets. Okay. So some examples of this is priority protection, worry-free home, comfort guarantee. those paint a picture for life of a picture of what I'm signing up for. Okay. What am I going to get in my life that I have the priority protection, that is going to save me time and energy because I am taking priority. Worry free home. I need less worry in my life. Okay. This is the month of May. So we're talking everything memberships here at Lemon Seed, but also the month of May for moms and end of school year and dance recitals and all the things. I saw a meme and it said, having motherhood in the month of Maycember with all the end of school activities is the most motherhood thing that could ever happen. Like, let's just throw it all into here. So do I need something else that is worry free? Abso-freaking-lutely. I do not need something else that I have to worry about. Comfort guarantee. Comfort is what I need. I need to come home to a safe and comfortable place and it being guaranteed. Yes, please sign me up. So people buy the destination, not the vehicle. Okay. I just need to get there. I need to see the final product. However we get there, I'm not as concerned about it, but I need to know that final destination. Speak to where they're going, not the process and all the technicalities of we're going to do this type of inspection. We're going to clean this out. We're going to make sure that this is connected in the right. I just need to know the time. I don't need to know how to build a clock. Okay. Again, how can you remove stress and extra things that I don't need to worry about and from my brain? Okay. So outcome language makes it easier for homeowners to explain this plan to a spouse also. Okay. So a lot of times if I come home and I tell my husband, like, I signed up for that, he's like, you signed up for what? Like, we don't need that. Okay. This has happened to me before. Take it from, firsthand experience. He'll often tell, like, we don't need that. Okay. And maintenance has that, looming doom and gloom over. It's like, we don't need that. Like, that's such a ripoff. Okay. It's just another one of those things that they try to sell you. But when I can sell him of like, I got us protected. I got us the peace of mind to where we're never gonna have to worry about our HVAC. I can explain that a lot more to my spouse and to the household of to why. And again, I feel more confident in what I bought. It's like, I don't know what I bought. Okay. We never want that to happen or to have that ugly gut feeling for our homeowners. Okay. So when we can use that outcome language, they feel more solid about what they've bought into and what they are now a part of as this club. But then they can also re-explain it to their spouse and to the rest of their household if they ever needed to. But also, here's another thing that you should think about is when you have a generic name like, maintenance plan, membership club, something super boring, and maybe it's just your company's name, ABC maintenance plan. You just sound identical to everyone else in your market. Okay. It's nothing unique. It's nothing to hang your hat on. It's no differentiator. And when you commoditize it down to that, it's really the only differentiator then becomes price. Okay. And then it's just a race to the bottom. Okay. If people can't actually compare things or see other benefits and value and feel a part of something, the only thing they really can compare is the price. Okay. And I know the contractors that we work with here at Lemon Seed, and I'm sure you guys are some of this also, is like, you're not racing to the bottom of the barrel. You are not trying to be the cheapest guy out there, and attracting the people that are looking for the bottom dwellers. Okay. That's not our type of clientele. So differentiate yourself so that you are something different. Okay. So that you are providing more value, more benefits, and you can clearly communicate that to your customer. Because then it becomes so much more. There's all these other benefits. There's something that I'm a part of. There's that peace of mind, security. And then I have a lot more to weigh than just the price. Okay. So a distinctive name signals that you've thought about your customer experience and not just the service process. Okay. I've thought about how this is going to actually benefit my customers more so than the checklist of what my guys are going to do when they go out there to the home. So a brand name will actually create mental ownership. So ABC Comfort Club. A comfort club feels more like a part of something. Again, that comfort, that outcome base, more so than just maintenance plan. Generic names invite comparison shopping, where branded names invite loyalty. Okay. Again, we're looking to build loyal customers, raving fans, people that recommend us. That is actually like a marketing tactic. How can you create raving fans so they are your advocates and your little voices and sound boxes going over for there? When they can feel that they are a part of this club, that they are a part of this plan, there's actually more that they can hang on to there. And it creates more loyalty and more buy-in. Okay. The home service industry has a very long customer life cycle. Okay. We're not replacing water heaters every 6 months, every year. We're not replacing HVAC systems every 1 year, every 2 years. Okay. The life cycle is very long, 8, 10, 12 years. Okay. So we've got to stay their guy. Like, I have a guy, I know someone. We've got to stay top of mind, keep them bought in so we can keep them, so that whenever we've replaced their first system, we want to replace their next system in 10 years, in 12 years. Okay. But we've got to keep earning that trust every single day and stay top of mind. And our comfort club, or whatever you decide to name it, makes them feel more a part of something. And that loyalty buys in and increases, and trust increases also. So when you look at what HVAC and home service companies do with strong reoccurring revenue, they are usually using some nomenclature like comfort club, home protection plan, priority member program, total home care. They lead with a feeling or a status, how people can feel elevated, or that they are premium, they are cared for and sought after, and not just describing the service that you're going to perform. And so, like, if you think of other businesses like outside of the home service industry, Amazon didn't call it Amazon shipping maintenance or Amazon shipping. No, they called it Amazon Prime. Okay, Prime. Like, there's a level of premiumness. Like, I'm getting something extra and special. I get real benefits from it, not just like I guess it's going to be delivered on time. Like, no. Okay. So lots of subscription based services have figured this out. Like, give it a name that people feel like they're actually a part of something and they are getting real value for them, not just describing the work that you're going to do. Okay. The name should do the selling on its own. So a homeowner should understand the value of it before you have to explain every single feature that this plan includes. And so, to go even a step further, I would even say, like, using the word membership instead of plan. And I know I've kind of thrown around some of those words a little interchangeably, because I know we're talking, inside the industry, friend to friend here. Okay. But plan can feel a little bit maybe like an insurance product or a utility package. It can be a little bit more transactional or forgettable. Membership will imply actually belonging to something. It implies exclusivity. It implies status. Okay, so think of like AAA or Sam's Club or Costco membership. Okay, or a gym. Having a membership implies that I belong to something. Okay. Again, we're talking about that loyalty aspect. So membership language implies an ongoing relationship, and reciprocated value, and not just a service transaction. Okay. So again, we're talking those psychological shifts here. Okay. How can we get that emotional buy-in and beyond just the actual transaction? So it shifts from the homeowner's identity. They're not a customer buying a service, to where they're a member who gets benefits. So psychologically, people are a lot more loyal to things that they belong to than the things that they purchased. Okay. So again, think of it. How can we make it like a membership that they are being included in, and not a plan that they bought? Okay. So we want to sell, again, peace of mind instead of tune-ups. Okay. So no homeowner wakes up excited about getting a furnace tune-up today. Like, today's the day. No, it does not happen. But they do want to not worry about their system dying in January or in July, in the peak of summer. Okay. I don't want to worry about that. But your actual product isn't just 2 visits a year. No, it's confidence and predictability and protection from bad surprises. Okay. It's the confidence that I'm going to get through summer without any problems. Okay. I can predict that I'm not going to have any problems, and that I can host the 4th of July party at my home, because we can have 30, 40 people in the house, and it's not going to be too hot, and everyone can be comfortable. It's protection from bad surprises. Okay. Take it from personal experience. having a birthday party for one of my daughters. Friday night, AC system goes out. Oh my gosh, do not want to have that happen ever again. But we worked with a local company, McWilliams. They're fantastic. Called Friday, got a new system installed Saturday morning before the birthday party started that Saturday afternoon. Fantastic experience. But homeowners never want to have a surprise. Okay. So again, when you can lead with that emotional payoff, you'll never have to think about your HVAC system again. Okay. When I am never thinking about it, that is when it is working the best. Okay. When I have to think about it, that is added stress and burden that I do not want to carry. So again, what are you selling? You're not selling all the points of cleaning and inspection that you're doing. You're selling that protection and that confidence that you're not going to have to worry about your HVAC system. So tune-ups are a feature, but peace of mind is a benefit, okay? And we will always sell the benefit. So if you think about what are some of the objections that homeowners have, what are they afraid of? What is their problem or their hang up or their hesitation to signing up for your membership program, maintenance club program? Okay. What are they afraid of? That's what we want to sell against. Okay. That's where we want to sell our comfort club, our protection plan, our priority membership program. Okay. That's what we want to be selling. So think of those objections that people have to it and how you can overcome those. And so a lot of that is just reframing your offer from transactional to relationship based. So transactional framing says we have 2 visits per year and your filter replacement is included. Okay. That sounds like a checklist. Okay. That sounds like a transaction, like check, did your 2 visits, check, got your new filters. Okay. But relationship framing says we look out for your home year round. So you never have to get caught off guard. Okay. Relationship language implies continuity, trust, accountability, all the things homeowners want from a contractor. Okay. They want to feel that trust and that protection. That's what they're looking for. And that's what will earn you and keep you as their guy. Okay. This framing also makes cancellation feel like they're ending a relationship. Okay. They're not just stopping a subscription. They're actually like ending a relationship. There's actually something, again, it's going back and forth. It's a 2-sided street here. Okay. And so that can actually help improve your retention to where they feel a lot more bought into it. It is a much bigger deal. Like they are actually losing out on something to stop this. Okay. Versus they're just stopping it or canceling a subscription. So when you think about how you describe to a plan to a friend versus a stranger, the friend version is always more relational and compelling. Okay. So make sure that we're using those relationship wording way more so than the transactional thing. So a lot of contractors can mess up their messaging and how they present it, how they talk about it, but then also like on your actual website or on your sales calls, maybe how your CSR is teeing it up for your technicians to talk about it. So leading with features and price before establishing the problem or the emotional stakes is a big mistake. Okay. Again, it's very transactional. Okay. It sounds like more of a hassle, something I've got to go deal with than you addressing the problem and the emotional things that you're going to fix for me. Okay. And again, using jargon, technical jargon, homeowners don't know that stuff. They can't connect with that. So saying that you're going to do a 2-pound refrigerant top off, or we're going to do a blower wheel cleaning, like, okay, like it's jargon and like it's in and out. And it's like, how can I just get through this conversation or having to read through this list of all this stuff I don't understand? Like that sounds terrible to me. That is not providing peace and protection and comfort to me. Okay. So again, how can you shift those wordings to be more emotional problem solving than just the checklist of everything you're doing? Also, sometimes companies will bury their plan at the very bottom of their service page instead of treating it like the flagship product. Okay. So like, hey, this is our flagship product. This is exactly what we do. This is the level of protection that we provide. You should be so proud to talk about that. Okay. That should be at the very top of your service plan, of your service page on your website. So describing what the technician does than what the homeowner experiences, that's another mistake. Okay. Not having a consistent name. So calling it 3 different things across your website and it's listed something different on the invoice. And then the CSR calls it something different than the technician when he's actually there in the home. So all of those things are like little faux pas that you have to your plan. Okay. So clearing up those messaging, making it consistent on your website, on your sales calls to your actual technician, making it emotionally based and not too industry jargon, too technical, can create more buy-in for your customers. Okay. So simple language swaps that can increase signups is saying, instead of calling it maintenance plan, call it home comfort membership. Okay. Instead of saying 2 visits per year, call it year-round protection. Instead of saying includes filter replacement, say we handle all the details so you don't have to. Instead of saying sign up today, say join and get protected today. Instead of saying if something breaks, say when something needs attention, you're first in line. These small little swaps can really compound, and changing just these 3 or 4 different phrases on your website page, on the script that your CSRs give, in the language that your technicians are using when they're actually talking to the homeowner. These small little shifts can really have a meaningful shift and an impact. It can really help drive that conversion rate because, again, it's changing the emotional appeal that we have to it. So we all know that your technicians are the highest converting salespeople. Okay. When they're actually in the home, maybe they've been teed up by the CSR. So the homeowner is starting to get conditioned. They're already starting to know some questions that they might have for the technician. They're already in the home and they've just done a great job. So they've already earned that trust. So they're your highest converting salespeople. And so the difference between, do you want a maintenance plan? And a lot of homeowners in your area have joined our protection membership. Want me to walk you through it? That change is very significant. So training your techs to use the name of your plan consistently and not just a generic descriptor will really, you'll see some outcomes with it. Teaching them to anchor onto the outcomes. Again, what is the benefit for the homeowner? This keeps you from dealing with an emergency in the middle of summer. But having the confidence in delivery matters as much as the words. So techs who believe in the plan will close more, okay? So they have to understand why they're buying it. They have to see the benefits and the value that this is providing for homeowners, and not just like, oh my gosh, we've got to sell more of this because they said so and they have a leaderboard in the office that keeps up with it. Like, it can't feel slimy or sleazy to them. They have to have the confidence. And so as much as you can train and coach and role play with these technicians about how to deliver this with confidence, you're going to see that conversion rate increase a lot. So here's some real examples of a stronger name. So Comfort Club positions it as a community with perks along with it. A home shield plan that signals protection and security. Priority partner program. This elevates the homeowner. It implies the preferential treatment. Okay. Total home care membership. It's broad, but it's reassuring, especially if you're multi-service, multi-vertical. But it has that relationship forward aspect to it. Care membership. Worry-free agreement that directly names the emotional outcome. Emotionally, I want to be worry-free. Yes, sign me up. So whatever you choose should be easy to say, easy to remember, and immediately suggest a benefit to the homeowner. So hopefully you can see some benefits in just shifting some of your language a little bit. I think you can do this and really increase your conversion rate. And we haven't changed your actual service at all. Okay. The service doesn't have to change for your customers' experience of it to change. Okay. The perception and the added value, that is actually curating your customer experience. Okay. So these small little things in language, you aren't having to invest any more time, energy, money into this, but just these small little wording things are providing tremendous more value and is really changing the perception of what people are buying and signing up for. So a premium name signals premium value. And that will actually reduce your customer resistance. It will increase your price and will increase their willingness to pay more. Okay. Restaurants and hotels do this all the time. When they say that something is artisan or that something is curated, okay, it's the exact same product. We've just elevated the framing of it. We've elevated the mind, the perception of it. Okay. That's exactly what we're talking about doing here. So homeowners can't evaluate the HVAC quality directly. So they use signals like your name, like your branding, like your language. And that translates into quality. Okay. So making these small little shifts to your membership program can actually have a very high ROI that you can make with zero operational cost, but significant increase in conversions and signups. So kind of our final takeaway here is homeowners buy comfort, protection, and convenience. That's what they are interested in, not maintenance. Okay. So pull back to the core truth. Your customers are not buying HVAC service. They're buying a feeling of safety, comfort, control, convenience. That's what they're interested in. So making sure that we're using that language to do that. Every word in your marketing is either reinforcing that feeling or it's undermining it. Okay. So making sure that we are using the language in every touch point, from the actual script that we're using to on our website to on the brochure or your iPad, however you're presenting that, making sure that that is reinstating that value, being very intentional to that. So maintenance plan is an industry label, but your job is to speak human. Okay. Speak to real people, speak to the language of outcomes and emotions. That's what will resonate with your actual customers. And that's what actually translates as dollars for you. So companies winning in the revenue game right now are the ones who have figured out this peace of mind business, not this tune-up business. Okay. So, go look at your website, go look at your brochure, go look at your invoices. Really consider, does it say maintenance plan? If so, you know what to change here. Okay. Just go back and listen. We've given you tons of tips, tons of ways of how you can tie into that emotional aspect and really increase that conversion rate. So From the Yellow Chair is powered by Lemon Seed Marketing, where we are your marketing strategists and your branding experts. Okay. So we look to help contractors gain control of their marketing. We are looking to always upgrade your brand. How can you have a very brand forward approach, be out in your community, be making a difference, and really be building a legacy for many, many years to come. So if you are interested in learning more about Lemon Seed services, you can go to our website, lemonseedmarketing.com. We would love to help you out. So thanks for listening. And as always, let's sip some lemonade.